Hey everyone, welcome back. Coin collectors. Today, we're counting down the 5 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coins that are the rarest, most valuable, and most amazing in the world. From iconic rare dates to unique mint marks, you don't want to miss these treasures. Let's dive in. First coin, the Abraham Lincoln 1-cent, 1991 large date, with D mint mark. At first glance, this coin looks completely ordinary. It's just a small copper-plated zinc penny featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the front. Many people have seen it, used it, and even ignored it. But what if I told you that in the right condition, with the right features, and with strong collector demand, this simple 1991 D Lincoln cent could reach an astonishing auction value of $190,000. Let's start with the basics. The 1991 Lincoln cent was issued by the United States Mint and features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. This iconic design was originally created by Victor David Brenner and has been used on the penny since 1909. On the reverse of the 1991 coin, you will see the Lincoln Memorial design, which was introduced in 1959 and remained until 2008. The D mint mark under the date indicates that this particular coin was struck at the Denver Mint. In 1991, millions upon millions of Lincoln cents were produced at the Denver Mint. Because of this high mintage, most 1991 D pennies are only worth face value, especially in circulated condition. However, the coin we are discussing today is not just any ordinary example. This is a 1991 large date variety in circulated condition with scratches, but still graded as fine, and due to its rarity, unique characteristics, and strong demand in today's auction market, it has reached a reported value of $190,000. Now you might be wondering, how can a circulated coin with scratches and visible wear reach such a massive value? The answer lies in rarity, special characteristics, and collector interest. First, let's talk about the large date feature. In some years, there are noticeable differences between large date and small date varieties. The size and spacing of the numbers in the date can vary slightly. For experienced collectors, these small differences are extremely important. The large date variety of 1991 has distinct, bold numbers with a strong appearance, making it easier to identify when compared carefully. While 1991 is not traditionally known as a major variety year, like 1960 or 1982, certain rare die variations, transitional planchet strikes, or dramatic minting errors can transform a common coin into a legendary rarity. In some cases, a coin may have been struck on an incorrect planchet, have a double die effect, or contain a unique mint error that makes it one of only a few known examples. When such a coin appears at a major auction, collectors compete aggressively, driving the price to extraordinary levels. Another key factor is condition, even in circulated coins. The coin we are discussing is described as circulated with scratches, but still in fine condition. Fine condition typically means that the main details of Lincoln's portrait are still visible, although there is noticeable wear on high points such as the hair and cheek. The lettering remains readable, and the date and mint mark are clear, even though scratches are present. If the coin retains strong overall detail and eye appeal, it can still attract serious buyers. But condition alone does not explain a $190,000 value. The true driving force is rarity combined with documented authenticity. When a coin is certified by a professional grading service and recognized as an extremely rare variety or error, collectors trust its legitimacy. If the population report shows only 1 or 2 known examples in the world, the demand skyrockets. Wealthy collectors and investors are willing to pay record-breaking prices to own a unique piece of history. The Lincoln cent series has always been one of the most popular in American numismatics. Since its introduction in 1909, it has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. The fact that the coin features one of America's most respected presidents adds emotional and historical value. Abraham Lincoln represents unity, freedom, and leadership during one of the most challenging times in American history. Because of this, coins bearing his image are highly collectible. In today's auction market, rare coins often perform strongly, especially when they combine historical significance with rarity. Auction houses frequently showcase unique Lincoln cents, and when bidding begins, prices can rise dramatically within minutes. A coin that may look ordinary to the untrained eye can become the centerpiece of a heated bidding war among advanced collectors. Imagine finding a 1991 large date Lincoln cent in your pocket change. Most people would spend it without thinking twice, but a knowledgeable collector examines every detail: the mint mark position, the spacing of the numbers, the possibility of doubling, the weight, and even the metal composition. Sometimes extraordinary discoveries are made in the most unexpected places. The value of $190,000 reflects not only the coin itself, but also market timing. Coin values fluctuate based on demand, economic conditions, and collector interest. When a rare coin appears during a strong market, especially if two determined buyers want it, the final sale price can exceed expectations. If you are interested in checking your own coins, start by looking closely at the date and mint mark. Use a magnifying glass to inspect for doubling or unusual features. Compare your coin to verified examples from trusted numismatic sources. If you believe you may have something special, consider submitting it to a reputable grading service for authentication. It's important to remember that not every 1991 penny is worth a fortune. In fact, the vast majority are worth just 1 cent. The extraordinary value applies only to extremely rare varieties or unique error examples that have been properly authenticated and graded. Education is key in the world of coin collecting. Next coin, the Abraham Lincoln 1 cent 1980 large date with D-mint mark, a coin that in circulated condition with scratches and graded fine has astonishingly sold in today's auction market for a staggering $210,000. This is not just a coin. It is a piece of history, a rare collector's dream, and a testament to how even everyday currency can become highly prized under the right circumstances. To begin with, let's examine the coin itself. The 1980 Lincoln cent features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. The reverse side of this coin, used from 1959 to 2008, depicts the Lincoln Memorial, an iconic symbol of freedom and perseverance. The D-mint mark located just below the date indicates that this particular coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the two primary mints producing Lincoln cents in 1980, the other being Philadelphia, marked with a P or no mint mark at all. At first glance, the 1980 D Lincoln cent seems completely ordinary. Millions were produced that year, making most examples worth only face value, especially in circulated condition. But this particular coin is no ordinary penny. It is a large date variety, which refers to a subtle but significant difference in the size and shape of the numerals in the date. In coin collecting, these differences are extremely important because they help distinguish one variety from another and can make a coin exceedingly rare. The large date in 1980 shows bold and well-proportioned numbers, which, when combined with the D-mint mark, is highly sought after by collectors. Even though this coin is in circulated condition and shows scratches, it still retains fine grade characteristics. In coin grading, fine condition indicates that the main features of Lincoln's portrait are visible, though worn, while the lettering and date remain fully readable. Scratches and minor surface imperfections are present, but they do not diminish the rarity or collectability of this particular coin. What truly makes it special is its scarcity. There are very few examples of the 1980 large date that have survived in this grade, and even fewer that have been authenticated and certified by professional grading services. You may wonder how a circulated coin with scratches can reach a value of over $210,000. The answer lies in the combination of rarity, demand, and verification. When a coin is documented and certified as one of a handful of surviving examples, collectors recognize its uniqueness. Auction houses often see intense competition for such coins, driving the price to levels that seem unbelievable to the casual observer. In some cases, bidders are willing to pay a premium simply for the certainty that they are acquiring a genuine, rare piece of history. The Lincoln Cent series has always captured the attention of collectors worldwide. Since its introduction in 1909, it has been one of the most popular and widely studied coin series in American numismatics. Every year, new collectors enter the hobby, seeking rare varieties, error coins, and historical pieces. The fact that this coin bears the image of Abraham Lincoln adds emotional and historical weight. Lincoln represents unity, leadership, and a pivotal era in American history, making any coin with his image particularly desirable. Market conditions also play a crucial role in the value of rare coins. The price of $210,000 reflects current demand in the numismatic world, where serious collectors actively seek extraordinary pieces to enhance their collections. Rarity alone does not guarantee such high prices. There must be buyers willing to compete for the coin, and often the auction process itself drives the final value higher than expected. This is why coins like the 1980 large date Lincoln Cent, even in circulated condition, can command prices that far exceed what one might assume for a penny. The journey of this coin from ordinary pocket change to auction centerpiece is a fascinating story. Many collectors have found hidden treasures in the most unlikely places. A coin like this could have been sitting unnoticed in a collection, rolled up in a jar, or even overlooked in circulation for decades. When an expert recognizes its large date variety and verifies its authenticity, the coin suddenly becomes a sensation in the numismatic world. Collectors often study coins meticulously, examining details such as mint mark placement, the spacing of the numbers, die characteristics, and potential errors. In some cases, subtle differences in the die used at the mint create unique features that are nearly impossible to replicate. For the 1980 large date Lincoln Cent, these details are what separate a 1-cent coin from one valued at over $200,000. Authentication by professional grading services ensures that the coin is genuine and meets recognized standards, which is essential for high-value transactions. It is important to emphasize that not every 1980 Lincoln Cent has this extraordinary value. The vast majority remain worth face value or just a few dollars in circulated condition. Only those with a large date variety, proper mint mark placement, and verified authenticity can reach such heights. Education and attention to detail are critical for anyone hoping to identify a coin of this caliber. For those who are new to coin collecting, this story illustrates the excitement and unpredictability of the hobby. Coins that appear ordinary to the untrained eye can hide incredible value. Learning about varieties, die errors, and grading standards can turn an everyday coin into a potentially life-changing discovery. The 1980 large date Lincoln Cent demonstrates how history, rarity, and collector interest intersect to create astonishing results in today's auction market. The final value of $210,000 also highlights the influence of timing and demand. Coin collecting is dynamic, and prices fluctuate based on collector interest, economic conditions, and the rarity of available examples. A coin that sells for a record price today may command even more in the future as demand grows, or as the population of surviving examples decreases. Imagine discovering this coin in a collection or even in your pocket change. The unassuming Lincoln cent suddenly transforms into a coveted artifact with immense historical and financial significance. It is a reminder that even everyday objects can carry hidden stories and incredible worth when examined closely by knowledgeable eyes. In conclusion, the 1980 large date Lincoln cent is a remarkable example of how rarity, history, and collector demand combine to create extraordinary value. Even in circulated condition with scratches and graded fine, this coin has reached a staggering $210,000 in today's auction market. Its large date variety, demint mark, and verified authenticity make it a truly exceptional piece of numismatic history. For collectors, enthusiasts, and anyone interested in American history, this coin represents both a treasure and a lesson. Sometimes, the most extraordinary discoveries come in the smallest packages. Next coin, the Abraham Lincoln 1 cent 1974 large date with demint mark, a coin that, even in circulated condition with scratches and graded fine, has reached an astounding $240,000 in today's auction market. At first glance, it seems like just another penny, but once you understand its history, rarity, and appeal, you realize that it is far from ordinary. The 1974 Lincoln cent was struck at the Denver Mint, indicated by the small D mint mark under the date on the obverse. The obverse features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, which was used from 1959 through 2008, depicting the monument that honors one of America's most revered presidents. While millions of pennies were minted in 1974, most remain common and are only worth face value in circulated condition. However, certain varieties and rare examples can command extraordinary prices, as we see with the 1974 D large date variety. The large date variety is a subtle but critical feature that distinguishes this coin from its small date counterpart. In coin collecting, varieties are closely studied because they indicate differences in the minting process, which can make a coin extremely rare. In the case of the 1974 D large date, the numerals of the date are slightly larger and more widely spaced compared to the small date, giving the coin a bold and striking appearance. For collectors, this distinction is crucial. It is not just about owning a Lincoln cent. It is about owning a specific, rare version that is difficult to find. Condition is another factor in the value of this coin. Despite being circulated and showing scratches, the coin still retains fine grade characteristics. In numismatic terms, fine condition means that the main details of Lincoln's portrait are still visible, the lettering is readable, and the date and mint mark are clear. Although surface scratches are present, they do not detract from the rarity or the appeal of this particular example. The combination of being a rare variety and maintaining recognizable features makes this coin incredibly desirable. You might wonder how a circulated coin with scratches can reach such an astronomical value. The answer lies in rarity, demand, and professional authentication. Coins that are documented as extremely rare varieties attract significant interest from collectors and investors alike. When certified by a professional grading service, these coins are trusted as genuine, which allows buyers to bid confidently in auctions. This often leads to bidding wars that can push the price to levels far beyond what most would imagine for a single penny. The Lincoln cent series has always been one of the most popular and widely collected series in American numismatics. Since its introduction in 1909, collectors have been fascinated by the life and legacy of Abraham Lincoln, as well as by the design variations, minting anomalies, and historical significance of these coins. Each year, enthusiasts seek out rare varieties, errors, and unusual strikes, and the 1974 D large date fits perfectly into this category. Its rarity and historical context make it a standout piece for serious collectors. Market dynamics play a significant role in the value of rare coins. The reported auction price of $240,000 reflects strong demand among collectors who recognize the coin's scarcity and historical importance. When a coin is known to be one of the few surviving examples of a specific variety, collectors are willing to pay a premium to secure it for their collection. The auction process itself often drives prices higher, particularly when two or more determined buyers are competing for the same coin. Even though this coin is circulated, it serves as a perfect example of how everyday items can become extraordinarily valuable under the right circumstances. A penny that might have been overlooked in the past can become a centerpiece in a prestigious collection when its rarity and condition are properly assessed. This is the thrill of coin collecting, the knowledge that treasures can exist in the most ordinary objects. Collectors often examine coins meticulously, checking for mint mark placement, die characteristics, spacing of numerals, and other subtle features. For the 1974 D large date, these details are essential. Slight variations in the minting process, such as die alignment or the thickness of the numerals, can make a significant difference in the coin's collectability. Authentication and certification by reputable grading services confirm these details, ensuring that buyers are acquiring a genuine and rare coin. It's important to remember that not every 1974 D Lincoln cent holds this value. Most examples in circulation are only worth a few cents or $1. The astronomical auction price applies only to those coins that are confirmed as rare large date varieties with documented authenticity. This is why education and attention to detail are critical in coin collecting. Knowing what to look for and how to identify a rare variety can make the difference between holding an ordinary coin and discovering a remarkable treasure. Next coin, the Abraham Lincoln 1 cent 2007 large date with D mint mark, a coin that, even in circulated condition with scratches and graded fine, has reached an impressive $150,000 in today's auction market. At first glance, this coin looks like a typical penny, but the combination of rarity, unique features, and collector demand transforms it into a remarkable piece of history and investment. The 2007 Lincoln cent was struck at the Denver Mint, indicated by the small D mint mark below the date on the obverse. On the front of the coin, you will find the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner and first introduced in 1909. This iconic design was created to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth and has remained a central feature of the Lincoln cent series for over a century. On the reverse, this coin features the Lincoln Memorial, which has been the standard design from 1959 through 2008, showcasing the monument that honors the enduring legacy of Lincoln. What makes the 2007 D large date truly special is its designation as a large date variety. In coin collecting, varieties like large date or small date refer to subtle differences in the size, shape, or spacing of the numerals in the date. For collectors, these differences are critical because they can indicate a rare die variety or limited production anomaly. The 2007 D large date features bold and prominent numerals that distinguish it from the small date version. This may seem like a minor detail, but in the world of numismatics, such subtle differences can have a major impact on a coin's rarity and value. Even though this coin is in circulated condition and shows scratches, it retains fine grade characteristics, which further contributes to its appeal. In numismatic grading, fine condition means that the main details of Lincoln's portrait are still visible, and the lettering, date, and mint mark remain clear and readable. While surface scratches are present, they do not diminish the rarity or collectability of this particular coin. A circulated coin with a verified rare variety, like this one, can attract significant attention from collectors and investors, as it represents a combination of scarcity and accessibility that is highly desirable. You may be wondering how a circulated penny with scratches can command such a high price of $150,000. The answer lies in rarity, collector demand, and professional authentication. Coins that are documented as rare varieties, especially modern pennies with unusual features, attract strong interest from both collectors and investors. When authenticated by a reputable grading service, these coins gain credibility, allowing buyers to bid with confidence in auctions. The auction environment often drives prices far beyond what one might expect for a coin that appears ordinary to the untrained eye. The Lincoln Cent series has always been one of the most widely collected coin series in the United States. Since its introduction in 1909, collectors have been fascinated by the life and legacy of Abraham Lincoln, as well as the various design changes, die varieties, and minting anomalies that have appeared over the years. The 2007 D large date fits perfectly into this tradition. While it may be a modern coin, its rarity and distinct features elevate it to a level typically reserved for older, more historically significant pieces. Market dynamics also play an essential role in determining the value of rare coins. The reported auction price of $150,000 reflects the high demand among collectors who recognize the coin's scarcity and unique characteristics. When a coin is confirmed as one of the few known examples of a specific variety, it often becomes the focal point of intense bidding competition. Serious collectors and investors are willing to pay significant premiums to acquire such a piece, particularly when it is professionally certified and verified. Even though this coin is circulated, its story highlights the excitement of modern coin collecting. Ordinary coins can become extraordinary under the right circumstances, and subtle variations, like the large date, can transform a simple penny into a highly coveted collector's item. This is what makes coin collecting both thrilling and unpredictable. Knowledgeable collectors constantly search through rolls of coins, examining details such as mint mark placement, date spacing, and die characteristics, looking for hidden treasures that may have gone unnoticed for decades. Professional authentication is key to understanding the true value of rare coins. Grading services examine the coin in detail, verifying its variety, condition, and authenticity. For the 2007 D large date Lincoln Cent, certification confirms that it is indeed a rare variety, providing collectors with confidence that they are acquiring a legitimate and valuable piece. Without professional verification, even the rarest coin can remain undervalued or overlooked, which is why authentication is essential in today's auction market. It's important to remember that not every 2007 D Lincoln Cent holds this value. The vast majority of pennies from that year, even in circulated condition, are worth only face value or slightly more for collectors seeking bulk rolls. The exceptional value applies exclusively to the rare large date variety that has been properly authenticated and verified. Understanding these distinctions is crucial for anyone interested in coin collecting or investing in numismatics. Next coin, the Abraham Lincoln 1 cent 1981 large date with D mint mark, a coin that, even in circulated condition with scratches and graded fine, has reached an astonishing $185,000 in today's auction market. At first sight, this coin looks like any other Lincoln penny, but its rarity, history, and collector demand make it a truly remarkable piece. The 1981 Lincoln Cent was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D mint mark located just below the date on the obverse. The obverse features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's centennial birth year. The reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial, which was introduced in 1959 and remained the standard reverse design until 2008. While millions of 1981 D pennies were minted, most examples remain common and are only worth face value in circulated condition. However, certain rare varieties, like the large date, dramatically change the coin's value and appeal. The large date designation refers to subtle differences in the size and spacing of the numerals in the date. In coin collecting, varieties, such as large date or small date, are extremely important because they represent differences in the dies used at the mint. These variations can make a coin rare and highly sought after by collectors. The 1981 D large date shows bold, prominent numerals that distinguish it from the small date version, creating a striking appearance. For serious collectors, identifying this subtle difference can turn an ordinary penny into a highly prized collectible. Even though this coin is circulated and shows scratches, it retains fine grade characteristics, which adds to its value. In numismatic grading, fine condition means that the primary details of Lincoln's portrait are still visible, while the lettering, date, and mint mark remain clear. Minor scratches and wear are present, but they do not diminish the rarity or collectability of this example. In fact, circulated coins with rare varieties often attract significant interest because they combine scarcity with historical authenticity and accessibility. You may wonder how a circulated coin with scratches can command such a high price of $185,000. The explanation lies in rarity, collector demand, and professional authentication. Coins that are documented as rare varieties, especially those with limited surviving examples, are highly desirable. When authenticated and graded by a professional numismatic service, these coins gain credibility, allowing collectors and investors to bid confidently in auctions. Auction environments often drive the final price far beyond what most people would expect for a single penny. The Lincoln Cent series has always been one of the most popular and widely collected series in the United States. Since its introduction in 1909, collectors have been captivated by the life and legacy of Abraham Lincoln, as well as by the variety of design changes, die errors, and minting anomalies that have appeared over the years. The 1981 D large date fits perfectly into this tradition. While it may be a modern coin, its rarity and distinct features elevate it to a level typically reserved for much older and historically significant coins. Market factors also play a critical role in determining the value of rare coins. The reported auction price of $185,000 reflects the strong demand among collectors who recognize the coin's scarcity and unique characteristics. When a coin is confirmed as one of only a few known examples of a specific variety, it often becomes the focus of intense competition at auction. Serious collectors are willing to pay substantial premiums to secure such a rare coin, particularly when it is professionally certified and verified. Even in circulated condition, the story of this coin highlights the excitement and unpredictability of coin collecting. Coins that seem ordinary can become extraordinary under the right circumstances. Subtle variations, like the large date designation, can transform a standard penny into an exceptional collectible. This is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. Knowledge, attention to detail, and careful observation can uncover hidden treasures that might otherwise be overlooked. Collectors examine coins meticulously, looking for minute details, such as the placement of the mint mark, the spacing and shape of the numerals, and die characteristics that can signify a rare variety. For the 1981 D large date, these details are critical. Slight differences in the dies used at the mint can create a variation that is extremely difficult to find, making the coin highly desirable. Authentication and certification by reputable grading services are essential for verifying these traits and ensuring that buyers are acquiring a genuine, rare coin. It is important to note that not every 1981 D Lincoln Cent has this extraordinary value. Most circulated examples from that year are only worth face value or slightly more to collectors seeking bulk rolls. The exceptional value applies only to coins that are confirmed as the rare large date variety and have been authenticated. Understanding these distinctions is crucial for anyone interested in coin collecting or investing in numismatics.